Imagine this. You're getting in close with a girl. You're very antisocial, but you're around her all the time now, bro. You're going over her house. You're watching stand-ups with her. You guys are having a great time. You're even getting close with the family, so to say. You're getting to know the mom more, making jokes with her. You're buying groceries for the house. You're paying for the groceries sometimes, bro. You're having the time of your life, and you couldn't be more comfortable, right? You start to notice a bit of a disturbance in the force. She starts looking at her phone more usually during conversations. You ask her, like, what are you doing? You just start to notice like a bit more distraction than usual. She tells you, oh, it's this guy, this and that I used to know, etc. And naturally you question it, but at the same time, you don't want to seem insecure. You don't want to seem controlling. You say, oh, okay, this and that, all right, and you just leave it at that. You just know that there's someone she used to know, seemingly interested in talking to them, but it's no big deal. Some time passes by, a little bit of time. Her mother's birthday comes around. Naturally, you're invited because you're the family guy at the house now. You're comfortable with everyone. You're having the time of your life. Boom, there's another guest. Who's she invite? Like, who else is here? I wonder who this is. Is it a family member? It's the guy she was texting. He comes into the room and you just feel it. You don't want to admit it, but you're sizing them up. Like, you just naturally feel this instinct. You can't believe it. It's like, yo, who is this person and why are they here? And you can't how to admit it, but you're sizing him up. You're looking at him and just thinking, okay, he's taller, okay, he's pretty fit too, okay. He seemed like he drove here. That's not, and you can tell it too when he introduces himself. And he's also sizing you up. He's looking at you, and it seems this sort of aura of, why are you here? From both of you guys. Why are you here? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. You sit at the table, you don't really understand why he's here. You're feeling a bit territorial now. You're feeling a bit awkward. Because if originally it was just a text and now it's a person. But you just try to have a good night. After all, it's not about you. It's not your party. You're coming over. You're a visitor. You were invited. The night goes on. The mother goes to bed. And it's just you three now. You guys are having drinks. You're having a laugh. But you just can't. You can't just shake the feeling that something's just not right. Like, why is he here? Why? I don't like the fact that we're drinking with this guy. Like, I know how you get when you drink. You're pretty goofy and you're pretty, a little wild. Like, what's happening? Like, what's going on? And you just start to sort of notice some motion. But it's not above the table. It's below it. You look, and they're touching feet. You can't believe it, but they're literally touching feet, like literally wrapping feet right in front of you, with you right there. And you look back up, and they're sort of like giving each other like these little glances. In between the laughter, you start to notice the glances. You start to notice the flirting. You're disgusted. You don't get it. It's almost as if like in a day, clearly not a day, but almost as like in a day, everything that you thought you understood, everything that you thought you had is now up for grabs. That moment passes, they notice you staring, and they just stop. The night goes on. He eventually leaves. You say thankfully, because you didn't want to be the last to leave. I mean, you wanted to be the last to leave. You didn't want him to be the last to leave, because why? Like, that's usually something that you do. You always want to stay late. You were the only person there originally, right? You were the only guy. And you also leave shortly after. You didn't need to stay as long as you thought you were. And you try to put it aside on your way home, but in reality, now it's in the back of your mind. Who is this person? How are they here in this pace that they've taken, and why? Like, why is it happening now? Like, what's going on? Why am I so uncomfortable? Another like a little bit of time passes by. We'll say a week. You're at work. You're just doing your thing. You're security, yada yada, and you notice her. You think, oh, okay, wow, she's here. She came to the store. Cool. But she's not alone. She's with the guy. They're shopping, and you're livid. You can't understand it because you can't even hide it now. It's starting to annoy you. Who is this person? Why are they? How do they get to this pace? How are they doing this so fast? You talk to her, you bring her to the side a bit. You're trying not to seem so insecure. You're trying not to seem so angry. But you can't really hide it. She tells you it's all right, yada, yada, yada. It's not like that, yada, yada. They're just chilling, just doing their thing, helped her out, giving her a ride, yada, yada, helping her. You think it's bullshit, but you continue on. You try to continue on because you don't know what else to do. You were comfortable. You don't really know where else to go with this. You don't really know how to fight this. This is your first run-in with this, with competition. Some more time passes by. Long story, right? Some more time passes by, and you guys are working out in the gym. And just like before, she's on her phone more than usual. She's just like so distracted, and it's like, yo, like focus, like what's going on? Let's get in, let's get out. Like, you don't want to be here forever. And it just starts to build up. Everything from every single week, everything from every little moment, every insecurity, every fear, just starts to build up. Because you know, there's only one thing that could probably be a distraction right now. You know. She puts her phone face down and she goes to the workout. And that one action of the phone face down triggers it for you. While she's going to do her set, you grab her phone, you open it, you go to the chat. It wasn't hard to find. You go to the chat and you flick once. You flick once strongly and you pay attention. You look. And what do you see? Almost as if in slow motion. Messages, picture. Stop. You scroll down slowly. A man in his drawers. You don't make a sound. You don't make an expression. You just look over to her. She notices you're holding her phone. She looks back at you. She runs up. She grabs her phone. She sees what's on the screen. She doesn't know what to say. You're speechless. You stay there, speechless, for about one more set. You say goodbye, and then you leave. Naturally, she chases after you. She's crying, yada, yada, yada. But the story's too long now. I tell you this story not to bash the girl or to bash the guy, because, you know, that's just reality, bro. I tell you the story to tell you my takeaway. It's a vehicle. And my takeaway, when this all happened to me, when I had to really think about it, whether I liked it or not, I had to understand that as a man, life is competitive. It will always be competitive. No matter what way you want to slice it, it's always been competitive. When I saw him the first time, I naturally, in my head, was just like, okay. Just started sizing up all the different things that he had going on. And him naturally also sized me up, grabbed my hand, gave me a strong handshake. I don't mean like an interview handshake. I meant like grip. And you're just like, all right, bro, you're trying to. Like, but you felt the same thing, and you want to give him just as strong of a grip because you're noticing this competition. And people like to say, and I hate this point now because it's become clear to me that there's never been any time where people like to say, oh, I miss how girls used to be, this and that, yada, yada, how love used to be. But I bet you, bro, your great-grandma, bro, your great-great-grandma, she had a roster. She had a diary, and in that diary, even if she wasn't, you know, opening her legs up to everyone, she had a summer where she had more than one crush, where she kissed more than one guy, where she had a roster, where it was in those men to compete for her. And that's how it's always been throughout time. Whether you like it or not, if a king saw your wife, considered her beautiful, and he said, you know what? What's her name? Hilda. Oh, Hilda. What's your name, sir? I don't know. Like a medieval guy name. Fuck. Gerald. My name's Gerald. Oh, okay. I'll take your wife. Takes his wife. There's nothing you could do about it, bro. And she'll probably have a better life with him than she had with you, to be honest, if you're that poor. And there's nothing you could do about it. And it's always been that way. It's always making competition. And to the victor goes the spoils. As much as it sucks to hear, it's always been that way. And that's why self-improvement is so good because naturally you get those tools to improve and at least to give yourself a fighting chance to like understand, okay, I have too much trauma. I need to meditate. I need to become more present. When I'm in front of people, I say stupid things. I talk too fast. My voice is too quiet or is too loud. Like, you start to really understand things. All right, I should work out. I'm becoming more fit. Not only become more fit, I'm becoming more disciplined. So now I'm so disciplined that I'm getting more success in every area of life because like a fire, it's spreading. I'm just improving everywhere. My licks are improving. My money's improving because of it. And naturally, I'm becoming better. I'm becoming more competition. And that naturally, now you're becoming competition for someone too, whether you realize it or not. You could approach a girl the same day he did. He went up to her, called her beautiful, asked her for her number. She said no. You went up to her with your 2 years of working out experience, with your social skills on boom, with your present mind. You had a small little grain of a conversation, and then you asked for her number. And you didn't do it because you didn't do it simply to impress her. You didn't do it simply to get her number. She could feel it. You didn't really care if she gave it to you or not. You just wanted to have fun. You wanted to impress yourself. You wanted to have a good time. But she felt it. The confidence. She gave you her number. Naturally, you just beat him. Naturally, you're the victor. And that's how it's always been. And that's most likely how it will always be. Life is competitive. But I'm very sick. Try my best to hold back these coughs. That's the video, bro. As always, impress yourself.